Welcome back to another episode of Mindful Moments. I'm your host, Jada Lowe, and your host today is scared out of her drawers. I am in the hot seat, and Devin, aka Derico, is about to ask me some questions. You know, we do this. This is a theme that we like to do. It's resonated well. It's gone over well. But you know, Devin asks good questions. So we're going to see what he has today.
Okay, so number one, define love. Too much? Too soon?
That is too soon. I'll try my best.
Okay, it's your definition.
Um,
I mean, I don't need a clinical definition.
Love is consideration. Love is thoughtfulness and consideration.
Why is consideration such a sticking point in that word?
Because I feel like when you love somebody, consideration requires some type of action to be taken. And for me to think of you before I think of myself, or to think of how what I do affects you, and to take that into account. It's a lot of things, but that's the word that's sticking out to me the most. Consideration.
Okay, so with consideration,
Chili.
what are the parts of your life that you love the least?
Mm-hmm.
Like the things that you do that you like, I just don't like that about me.
Probably how I'm so quick to isolate myself.
Wait, before you go on, what does the isolation do for you?
To me, it registers as I can only count on myself. So I know if I'm by myself with the person that I know I can count on, then I don't have to worry about being let down by anybody. Because I know I can count on me. It's me.
So what happens, because I know I disappoint myself a lot, what happens when you disappoint yourself?
In a weird way, or two things. I'll say this too. Being in isolation in the sense of I know it's just me, but I also know it's me and God. So when the disappointment factor comes in, I know I've got him. But in the sense of just me, ironically, it's easier for me to take disappointment from myself than it is for me to take disappointment from other people. Because I feel like I can, and part of it may be because I know me, and not that I can predict me, but knowing that I know myself, it's easier for me to bounce back from disappointing myself than it is from other people disappointing me, because I still feel like people are unpredictable.
So have you ever considered that you have a part in letting people disappoint you?
Yes, I talked about that in therapy. I forgot the question what did she ask? Oh, it was such a good question. It was like, why is it easier for you to, hold on, I gotta find it. But that explains a lot. I hope I kept it. But it was such a good question. Yeah, I forgot it. But it was along the lines of, why is it easier, or why is it hard to accept things? I forgot. I don't even want to misquote it. I don't want to misquote it. But yeah, it's easier for me to rely on myself.
But you know your limitations.
Yeah.
So how do you get over not being able to trust people when you have limitations?
Ask that again. Give me like a little more context so I can make sure I'm answering it right.
Okay. So I'll use you and I.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't come through on something that you needed. So we filming, and I was supposed to bring out the equipment, but I forgot a mic.
Mm-hmm.
how do you? I know that's simple. Like
That's a good example.
yeah. So how do you still going forward still trust that I can provide what you need because you know your limitations on your side, but you know I can fulfill those limitations.
But see, that's a little. I feel like that's a little different because you've shown me that you can pull through. So like I count it as like it's just like a human error. Like it happens, you know. When it comes to other instances, if I were to just be meeting somebody new or just like other relationships in general, I'm not sure if I can say that wholeheartedly.
All right. So in that, do you forgive?
Mm-hmm.
Do you reconcile?
It depends.
See, those two words go hand in hand. You
But would you say forgiveness always requires reconciliation though? Or like internal reconciliation or reconciliation with the person? Because I can forgive and reconcile, but I also feel like if there's no need for me to, well, I guess in the context of what we're talking about, yes, forgive and reconcile. But I don't always see reconciliation as a product of forgiveness.
okay?
I can forgive but not talk to you again. But like if it's like what you described with us, yeah, I can forgive and like we can talk about it and it's that case by case.
So with that being said, how would you guide someone into getting if that's something that they really wanted to get over their trust issue?
I found it. But you got your question? You remember it?
Yes.
She asked me, do you empathize with people when it comes to something they do to you? Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know how to answer it. I did not know how to answer. I forgot how we got on the subject. Oh, because we had realized that I can empathize with people when they do something to somebody else or when I see like they're in a situation where they did something that probably wasn't in their best interest. Like I can empathize with that. But when it comes to like if that same person were to do something to me, would I be able to empathize with them? I said, I don't know. I don't know.
I have that in me.
Yeah. And I feel like I can, but that was a question that was hard for me to answer because it's a little harder for me to understand that. And I'm no saint, but sometimes I feel like I try to move with the best intention that I can. So it's like when somebody does do something that may offend me or something wrong to me or even something that hurt me, I'm more so trying to understand like why would you do that? I haven't given you a reason to. Not that I was perfect or not that I am perfect, but it's like it's harder for me to understand because I try to put my best foot forward in that way. So empathizing with that is a little bit harder.
Yeah. I get that.
Yeah.
I can see that. So what would you say to a person who is genuinely trying to get over their trust issues, but has similar feelings that you have?
So basically, what would I say to myself?
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Know that trusting yourself can only go so far. Because while I do, and I even to an extent feel like I was just chatting with the big God about this. I do feel like I'm in a season of isolation, but I also know I'm a social person. Like I'm an introvert, but I'll talk to a brick wall. But I will like have a whole conversation with a brick or two. But knowing that trusting yourself and saying I can only depend on me only gets you so far because there's gonna come a point where you're just not gonna know. You're just not gonna know. You're gonna need somebody else's insight to help with that. Self-sufficiency can only get you so far. But also trusting that, knowing that there are people who you will be able to depend on. Because that's the main reason why trust issues come into play. And there'll be people worth fighting for where when the trust is broken, the relationship supersedes that to where you're willing to fight through it.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with that. So, personal, has your trust issues hindered
Cold guys.
have your trust issues hindered you from getting to places that you want to be in your life?
Yes. I would say a little bit work-wise, but more so relationally. Like, I'm in a space where friendships, romantically, a little bit, but more so friendships, I'm just having a hard time, like, wrapping my head around trusting people.
So,
And, like, because I'm trying to wrap my head around it in a way of, like, friendships, in a way with, like, friendships relationally, because that sometimes is deeper, or just as deep, that is another can of worms.
it sounds like we need to do an episode on trust issues.
Yes. Like, I'm really struggling with that. Like, I don't know. It's still, like, tender on my heart. And I want to, like, be able to, I don't see the worst in people, but I want to be able to see the trust in people. That's what I need help with. But don't get me wrong, some people you could just look at and be like, hey, they might not be the brightest apple in the bunch. may not want to.
You want to
Trust
see the trust in people.
Yeah.
That's a word or somebody.
Yeah, it's hard.
Because how often do you see the trust in people? Or how often are you looking for those specific qualities?
Yeah, especially when you consider yourself to have them. And not that I look for people to have it on to the same degree that I have it, but to be a breath of fresh air and letting me know, like, people can be trusted. Because I know they can, but, like, starting to itch again.
Get it out. Get it out.
It's just, it's weird. Trust is very weird. Like, even, like, trusting God and trusting that he'll send those people, great. But when it comes to, like, actually doing that with people, it's like, ew. Makes me shake in my boots.
Snake in my boots.
Snake in my boots. It's so weird.
But what do you do?
Especially in your 20s.
Right. So what do you do when God sends you someone who you thought was untrustworthy, but they're trustworthy for you? Like, they're specifically for you for a reason.
Mm-hmm. I honestly don't know how to answer that.
Another stumper.
Because, yeah, I don't know how to answer that.
Because I'm a firm believer that there are people around you that are different for other people, but are for what you need them for.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe that too. It's just so weird. And because, like, I'm literally waiting for the day where somebody else's dependability will, like, slap me across the head, because it's like, wow, these type of people exist. The reciprocity exists. The mutual feelings exist. And that's just, like, friendship wise, like, that exists. Like, I can trust you, because, like, there are people in my life that I trust, don't get me wrong, but there's always something in the back of my head that's like, how long will this last?
That's why you treat me like that.
No. I just haven't, like, but to your point, I'm trying to learn that with you. Like, I trust you, like, I know I can depend on you, but it's still like very, very hard. because I've moved, like, while I've had people in my life, I've always moved like something is gonna, a hiccup is gonna come. And I don't know how durable we are to where if, when it comes, if it's gonna destruct or
Durability in friendships.
yeah. But like that's what I want. Like I don't want anything that's like where we hit something and it's goes to like smithereens. I want it to be able to last. But granted, you know, there are some things where it's just gotta go to where it's gotta go. But yeah, I just wonder like who's durable and dependable. That's what I need.
Oh, you need a Duracell battery.
You need a Duracell battery? That's golden. That's golden. You need a Duracell battery? Double A. I was finna say something, but I'm not gonna say it. You know what I was finna say? You know what I was finna say, the type of battery. Ooh. It was a letter. We said I need a Duracell battery. No, I mean if people could be Duracell batteries, you know.
Lasting and durable.
Take them anywhere.
Ooh.
Yeah. But yeah, trust is love and trust are two things in my life right now that are hard for me to define.
They're one and the same. You can't.
Yeah. Like and more so like relationally, romantically, love right now is very like I know what I want and I'm getting to know what I need. But like verbalizing it is where my trouble comes. Not trouble, but like what I'm trying to wrap my head around, articulating it.
There you go.
And knowing like what it looks like.
That's all I got.
Yeah. We're gonna end it on that, y'all. Get you some people in your life that are like Duracell batteries. Long lasting, dependable, durable, power on and off. I'm done. But yeah, if I did a poll for some of the topics that people wanted me to talk about, and one of the my sister cousin, her sister, she wanted me to talk about navigating and like getting what, Jada? Friendships in your 20s. And I feel like that's something I could talk about. But I'm like, girl, I'm still figuring it out myself.
Now that I'm out of my 20s.
Is
So the friends I met in college are still my friends, but they're not the friends that I had in college.
Say that again?
The friends that I had in college are still my friends, but they're not the friends I had.
Oh, in the sense of growing? Okay, got you.
They're still my friends. They're still what I call the family, the friends that are family, the family. But we all grew. Like we all got old.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah, so I'm gonna talk about that on one because I know I'm not the only one, and I'm 25. 25 and a half. Little over half. Yeah, 25 and 2/3.
We're up there.
But yeah, that trust thing. Oof, she'll get you
every time.
She'll get you. But yeah, if y'all need help, or not even need help, if y'all feel what I'm feeling, let me know. I told y'all Derrico gonna ask a good question, one that's jarring. Yeah, find some people that's like Duracell batteries. If you didn't take away nothing from this episode, get you some Duracell batteries in your life.
Jada's a little off, y'all. Bless her heart.
Well, yeah, it's been a long day, to say the least. But that's neither here nor there. Thank you again. I appreciate you.
Always.
For sure. And I love you guys, and I will see you all in the next episode.